Well, hello everyone. In today's video, we're going to talk about importance of having a proper contact on your battery, between your battery cables or bus bars or whatever you're using on it. A bit of an interesting find that I had over the past weekend when I was redoing the Powerwall #1 in the likes of Powerwall 3.0. As you can see, I have moved things up on top. The battery, the USB charger, battery monitor, and I already made Powerwall #1 in the likes of Powerwall #3. So let's get to the table and talk about those differences and what I have done to make it better. So here on the table, we got 3 pieces of copper. We got the thick wall pipe from a Home Depot with the blue line on it that I used and smashed down as a sample test for my Powerwall #1. Probably never noticed it because on a power you never noticed in a Powerwall #1 because it kind of blends in pretty good. But I have used this on 2 modules as a connection between the battery contacts. So that's the blue one, thick wall. Here is the red one, and we can focus over here. You will see that it's actually thinner than the blue one. Okay, just for a comparison, this is a bus bar from a solid copper bar that I purchased from McMaster Car. Now, the important differences over here are the amount of the amount of oxidation that we already have on these copper pipes. On top of that, they are not perfectly smooth and probably do not provide as good of a contact as this piece of copper would, which is nice and shiny. Okay, so that was my like a 3-month test. For whatever reason, the blue one created more oxidation on top of it than the red one, thin one. It might be just because where I bought it and depending how long was it sitting there and whatnot. However, what I want to talk about is here in the state of Georgia, we do have very, very humid air, especially in the part of Georgia where I live, northeast Georgia. So the condensation and the humidity will cause everything to rust and create oxidation layer on itself. So what did I do to prevent that for the long term on these 3 Powerwalls? Now that's the part we're going to discuss right now. Now in front of us we have 2 different compounds that I used on the Powerwalls. The first one would be your cheap tube of Gardner and Bender Oxguard, which you can buy at the Home Depot, about $3 to $5, whatever you buy. This one is Ox 400, and I have used this on Powerwall 3.0. If you look at the Powerwall build, you will see what I did to prepare the surfaces before applying this antioxidant on the Powerwall. Some people would argue to go ahead and use something else, but basically those are all the same. This is basically a grease with zinc in it, and according to the manufacturer, this is made to where, since it has some zinc in it, once it gets squeezed, the zinc will fill in microscopic creases And once it's this compound, actually the grease, is displaced, the zinc will stay in there, provide a better contact, and it will prevent oxidation. Now this is used on aluminum, but we will see how it works between the aluminum and copper. Okay, I will give this about 3 to 6 months and we will see what's going on. Another compound that I use, which is very expensive, is silver conductive grease. Order it from Amazon. This costs like $20-$30 or something, whatever I paid for it. And it is very small. It is a very, come on, focus. Silver conductive grease has 7 grams in it. And I have used this on Powerwall number 2 and Powerwall number 1. I used about 1.5. I bought 3, maybe a little bit more than 1.5 per Powerwall between the contacts. And it is true that a little bit will go far in this case. Now this is a conductive compound, so you got to be careful where you spread it and how you spread it. I took utmost care of applying this. Same thing with the Powerwall number 3. I did clean the surfaces. If we have watched the Powerwall 3.0 build, you will see that I cleaned the surfaces before applying this. This silver grease is also used between aluminum and copper connection, and we will see in the long run how does it work. I've been doing this since, mentioned before, we do have very humid weather here, and I'm afraid due to the humidity, especially in the garage where these Powerwalls are located, I am afraid that the connections might create a lot of oxidation on them, which would affect connectivity, which would affect connections between the batteries and between the Powerwalls and the inverters. It's been applied everywhere. So this will be a long-term test, and I'll probably report back in 3 to 6 months. I will probably take this off within 3 months, inspect it. If it's okay, I'm just going to put it back on, let it sit for 6 months, and then report back again. I think it's very important to have a good connections between all these assembled cell modules and Powerwalls. That's all I have to say on that. Now, the most important part of this video, since drama with the HOA continues. So the solar panels are still sitting there where they are. The HOA has denied my appeal. The matter as it is right now has been handed off to an attorney, so I really can't talk about it. Nor I will talk bad about anybody. It's not my way. But however, I really cannot let them just deny it like that without giving it a second thought. So I will update once attorneys are done looking over the case and providing further counsel as to how to proceed going on forward. I know this is towards the back end of the video. It's just a little update. I didn't really know if I want to post this or do I want to talk about it being solar panel installation being denied. However, it is very disheartening that the people would be backwards as they are. Not talking bad about them, but maybe they are not educated well enough in regards to this stuff. Just a short video. Well, it's actually already 10 minutes, but if you have watched this far, just an update. I'm frustrated to no end. I don't know what to do. Maybe even move, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Please share, subscribe, like, whatever. I don't know. Thank you. Have a great day.